Yeah. Better days, I pray for better days. Working hard cause I want extra pay. Talk to them seeds, but you must demonstrate. Is it your ways that they gon' imitate? Non-violent. Sometimes I wish I would've went to college. Frown proudly. Cause where I'm from, they hate you when you smiling. Your faith should be your gun. You can't leave home without it. The children being grown, cause all the parents acting childish. You show them your reality, I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams, that's when they out it. Your own blood, ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul, Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence, you know the devil can hear him, pay attention. Know the war's within, how much time do you spend? Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win. We know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat, tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry. Can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul boning. But you gon' work and you gon' strive. Do what it takes to survive. What is truth? What is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the fake. They don't know what to decide. Wrong choice, meet your demise. Keep that between you and I. You realize some people you gon' let go. You visualize the things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. From wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me.
Yeah. Don't be stressing on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. Just keep going and keep your faith, so you can win this race. This race called life, yeah, yeah. This race called life. This race called life, yeah, yeah. Race called life. Yeah, 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 yeah. I'm grinding 'cause I know that I'm gon' get it. I just gotta have vision, keep faith and be humble. Have some patience with it. I've been A1 since day one, been always on my job. I never been a fake, never had to steal and rob. Cause I do good business, I'm too good with it. And even though I'm on this road, I'm still daddy to my children. You know I do good with them, and don't like being missing. But I hate when my bills are thicker and my pockets get thinner. But I can't stress up on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. I keep going and keep my faith in my pace, so I can win this race. Win this race called life. This race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life. This race called life. This race called life, yeah. Race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life, yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep on running in this race called life, yeah.
Yes, we are in here. We are in here, and it is an open panel. You can go ahead and click that link if anybody wants to come up. I don't know who in the crowd, but we about to get it popping. You know they're gonna come in here, start coming in eventually. Go ahead, run that video. Let me share your screen and remove this. Yeah, teach me what you was talking about with these dolphins.
Oh yeah. So again, like I'm gonna just clue y'all in. So while we running around here discussing Bible, Bronze Age, fucking mythologies and bullshit like that, the white man out here decoding dolphin language and shit. And the dolphins got something to say. I mean, y'all read Bibles about talking donkeys and talking snakes and shit. Well, what about talking dolphins? Like real animals is actually communicating with humans. Like let's investigate what's actually being said and done, because it's being done up under your eyes. And then they went into the UN and made it illegal for people to communicate with dolphins and interact with dolphins on their own. You know what I'm saying? And it's and like some people be speculating on why that is, but I think it's because dolphins augment human physiology and DNA or genetics and shit. I think their sonar, the abilities they have surpasses our own. I believe they use a type of telepathy to communicate, which they finna tell you. Like they finna go over it, and so once we just get more attuned to our neighbors, which are the dolphins, which is one of the most smartest creatures on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Once we get in tune with the dolphins, we get in tune with the orcas and the whales, and then we can start actually healing the planet and doing some real God work out here. So I'm gonna let this joint play, man.
A breakthrough for scientists after they had a 20-minute conversation with a humpback whale.
Beneath the ocean's surface, an ancient conversation hums in rapid clicks. Messages passed between giants with brains 6 times our own. Using advanced AI, scientists are listening like never before, and what they have uncovered is something no one would have guessed in a million years.
This is a little how their conversation went.
What they are finding is revealing an entirely new way to understand communication between intelligent life forms on Earth. Since the dawn of ocean exploration, the vast, mysterious ocean has held its secret from us. For centuries, sailors who returned from long journeys told incredible stories of what some people believe to be mythical sea serpents, and, more believably, the haunting, melodic calls of whales. These sounds were just part of the sea's marvel, beautiful but barely explored. These marine animals have been a subject of admiration because of their size, but we never truly believed they had a mind that could match their might. For man, they were just resources to get blubber for lamps and bones for corsets, until one unexpected event: the call of the deep. In the 1970s, the world opened its eyes and was on the new wave of a new environmental awakening. It was there, and then, that a quiet discovery would change everything. Scientists who had been studying marine life for ages took an interest in humpback whales and soon set out to sea to record the vocalizations of these whales. And what they found was astonishing. The moans and groans of these animals weren't just random. They were intricate sounds that evolved over time, lasting several hours. The recordings were saved and then compiled into an album called Songs of the Humpback Whale. This scientific documentation was the start of what would get the attention of the public and also tickle the imagination of many. This one album helped take off a global movement that saved these magnificent creatures from the brink of extinction. As scientists went further into bioacoustics, which is the study of animal sounds, they were left with more questions than answers. Early researchers in the field used basic recording tools, and spent hours carefully listening and analyzing, all in an effort to understand how whales communicate. They couldn't quite place what the sounds were.
So
There
this is
were
just
theories of the
whales or
whale
whales and
songs being a
dolphins?
simple mating call,
Shit,
a
right
call
now
for
it's
help
just
in time
dolphins
of
and whales.
danger, or just a form of communication.
They doing birds
No
too.
one truly knew. For decades, we could only guess, held back by the sheer volume of data and the limits of our own senses. All we could hear were the sounds, but we didn't have the tools to understand them. And this is where a guy named Dr. David Gruber came in with a bright idea.
This
Dr.
dude.
David Gruber, an American marine biologist and National Geographic researcher, believed that to understand whales, we didn't need the old tools used
I
back
don't
then,
trust him.
but
He just looks
something new and
untrustworthy.
technologically advanced. He looked to a different field for inspiration, one that was far from the sea but focused on space, called the Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence, or SETI. The idea behind SETI is to listen for signals from space in hopes of one day hearing a message from another civilization. Dr. Gruber thought, what if we've been looking for alien life in all the wrong places? He thought an alien intelligence could be right here on our own planet, in the form of a whale, the humpback whale. This crazy, almost sci-fi-like notion was the beginning of Project CETI, which means the Cetacean Translation Initiative. Not only did Dr. Gruber bring this insane idea to life, but he also brought together an extraordinary team consisting of marine biologists, computer scientists, linguists, and roboticists, all joined by a shared vision. Their aim wasn't just to document sounds, they were planning to do the impossible. Their plan was to create a two-way dialogue with another species. How was this group of people planning to listen to voices from a world so different from ours? To truly connect with whales, they needed more than just ears. They needed a way in. The Dream Team. The team Dr. David Gruber built for Project CETI was unlike any scientific group you've ever seen. It was a fusion of brilliant minds from all kinds of fields, who at first might not seem to have much in common, but were all united by the same audacious goal to crack the code of whale communication. This unconventional alliance was exactly what the project needed. Understanding the voices of the whales was a complicated task that no single discipline would have been able to solve. It's no surprise that these chosen experts who are masters in their own fields were picked. This collaboration was the engine of Project CETI, leading to something incredible. At the heart of the project were the people who had spent their lives in the water with these animals. People like Shane Giro, for example, who is a marine biologist, spent over a decade studying a single family of sperm whales near the Caribbean island of Dominica. This wasn't just a job for him. He was as dedicated to his job as he was to loving these magnificent creatures. He even knew the whales by name and watched them grow up. This long-term, intimate fieldwork became the bedrock of Project CETI.
Oh man, they got
He was a great asset to the team. Who better to understand the workings
motherfucker
of
got a
whales
virtue
than
to
Shane?
none of us understand.
Apart from Shane Giro's contributions, another asset to the team that wasn't present in the old research team was natural language processing, thanks to AI. This is where the start of what seemed impossible becomes a modern marvel. Before Project SETI became a thing, the idea of translating whale communication was a figment of researchers' imagination because of the limitations of technology at the time. However, a major breakthrough was on the horizon, not just in marine biology, but also in technology. Around 2019, the team came to a realization of getting the technology needed to build an underwater recording studio. This studio would be the first studio that could finally be able to translate the language of sperm whales.
Yeah, bruh.
And just like
confetti, fire.
So I
Oh,
mean,
my bad. My mic was muted. I was saying, how have they said that they figured out what the whales be saying yet?
yeah, well, they building up to that. Like, so you see, they got the AI language thing, right? And then they building a microphone array so they can actually listen up under there and shit. Because it's so much noise. It's so much noise in the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Not just the animals, but it's like the waves and shit, and then the wind, and then like everything that's in the water touching the water vibrating. So it's so much noise that's actually going on. I mean, like when you go underwater, I know it seemed like you just can't hear it because there's water in your ear, but you really can't hear that well because it's loud as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're underwater, it's actually loud as fuck. So you know what I'm saying? When they do that, they're taking all of that data. They're taking the data from all of the songs and shit collected. They running that shit through AI, and they analyzing the sound. They analyzing the sound the same way the astrophysicists use the spectral analysis when they analyzing light frequencies and shit. And they doing the same thing with sound. It's done the exact same way. It's just you.
But yo, didn't they already do this with the lady that was doing crazy shit with the dolphin?
About the one that was blanking. Yeah. That's what all this stuff led up to this. This the reason why they won't let you keep no dolphin as a pet and all that type of shit. You can't talk to them. Is because of what old girl did, like what she did, and they was like, some people believe that the dolphin had some type of mind control over her.
Right.
I mean, and that's a really good possibility because dolphins' brains got hella folds in them. They're like the more folds you got, the more processing power you got. They got way more folds than we do. So you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm one of the people that actually believe that we probably ought to be swimming with them, like because, and the reason why I say it's gonna sound silly as a motherfucker is because we don't have no fur, bro. Like everything about us seems like we supposed to be aquatic or semi-aquatic. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. Like our bodies are made for being in liquid.
Yeah, we still got some web appendages and shit like our hands and feet. Shit like that.
And all I'm saying is, like, what if we supposed to be communing with these motherfuckers? And that's why I was saying, dude got a virtue, is getting virtue from them whales that we ain't gonna never understand it. Like his connection with the earth is beyond belief. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to you know what I'm saying, pat the Tamahu on his back, but I'm just saying, like, I mean, can you imagine being out there, you watching generations of these motherfuckers being born? You know them by name, they know you, they whole family, cousins, everybody know you, and you like, you part of the clique. I'm just saying, like, dude, that's a whole nother. And whales love for life. They love for life, so you know what I'm saying. They remember and they got personalities and they like people. So I'm gonna hit play on this motherfucker. This shit's interesting as shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thought of getting on the moon, this discovery ignited the project and made the impossible suddenly feel within reach. The island of Dominica became the heart of this project. It was the perfect place for this kind of work, with its volcanic landscape and waters that get incredibly deep just off the coast. Its unique geography allows sperm whales to swim close to land, making them easier to study than in most other places. Not only that, but the island also has a stable and good amount of whale population, with many of the same families returning to the island year after year. It was also the same island Shane Jarrow's decades of work started on.
I dare you to let me build you a completely free e-commerce store preloaded with...
With this newfound possibility, Project SETI officially launched in 2020. The initiative received a massive boost from the TED Audacious project, which provided $33 million in funding to get it off the ground and rolling. The funding allowed them to build an incredible team and also begin their first major task, to create what they call a 20-kilometer by 20
Hey, I just want to pause it real quick. Hey, you hear what he just said? Thought, cuz it was $33 million, right, to get that shit up off the ground and do what they did, right? That's 1 month of funding from the 1 million.
Right, that's crazy.
That's 1 month of funding from the 1 million, bro. And this is what I mean by how powerful our unity can be. Like it took them 33 million to pull this off, bro. And it was and it's revolutionary. And that's all I wanted to add to this shit.
Right. Yeah, that shit definitely.
Right.
Kilometer underwater listening and recording studio off the coast of Dominica. This setup would allow the AI to not only hear the whales, but also to understand who was speaking, to whom, and in what social situation. This was the technological bridge they needed to cross to go from listening to truly understanding. The two groups, the field scientists and the tech experts, worked together in a way that had never been done before. The biologists provided the deep knowledge and context, while the computer scientists brought the tools and power to sort the data. They worked together in a close partnership. The hands-on research guided the technology, and the technology helped them uncover new discoveries. This collaboration was Project SETI's greatest strength, allowing them to tackle the problem from all angles. What made them different from past efforts to understand animal language was how they combined knowledge from different fields and worked as one team. With this incredible team in place, they were ready to tackle the next big hurdle. How do you collect sound in the deep without asking a whale to wear a mic? The team had a bold answer to everyone's question: the oceans and the working technology. The main tool and part of the plan that would seal it all together would be the sensors. These sensors are designed and deployed arrays of hydrophones, which is another fancy word for underwater microphones. They are placed on the ocean floor. They do exactly what a normal microphone would do, but 1,000,000 times better. They not only amplify the sounds from these creatures, but they are also listening stations, placed in a grid-like pattern to constantly record everything, 24/7. It works like how a room filled with microphones on the wall would be able to catch any sound anytime, even as little as a pin dropping. The same goes for the hydrophones, which the Project SETI team did on a large scale, which can detect where any sound under the ocean comes directly from. By using this network of hydrophones, they could pinpoint a whale's clicks and figure out which particular whale was making a specific sound. This was a game changer for the expedition. It wasn't enough to just hear a whale. They also needed to know which whale was talking. To get an even clearer picture of the whale, the team had another brilliant idea of sending in a robotic fleet. Since it was impossible to get a whale to wear a mic, they could send out autonomous drones and robotic systems to get close to the whales. These robots were designed to place non-invasive suction cup tags onto the whales' backs. These tags were packed with sensors that not only recorded the audio, but also the whale's movement at any depth, its heart rate, and its social interactions with other whales. This was another important piece of data needed to understand what the sounds made by the whales meant. The hydrophone network could tell them what was said and by whom, while the tags provided the context, which could determine whether the whale was making a sound while hunting for food or whether it was socializing with its family. This behavioral data gave the AI the vital clues it needed to understand the reasons behind the clicks. All of this technology was all about collecting an incredible amount of data needed for their research. The comparison of the recent research and the ones from over 40 years ago is a lot different. While previous research might have collected a few hours or even a few days of whale sounds, Project CETI was collecting millions, even billions of vocalizations. While doing all these, they were building the largest library
I
of
just
whale
don't think that
sounds
they're gonna ever be
created
able
by
to know
man.
what a whale is
This
saying.
monumental
Though.
scale was
Shit.
essential because
Pause
AI
it.
models,
Yeah,
especially
boy, you
machine learning
crazy.
models,
I
need
don't
huge
care if
data
you
sets
recorded
to
10
find
million
meaningful
clips of
patterns.
these whales. How do you get the word "the" from a whale? The whale don't even know
Okay,
the. It's not thinking the word
okay,
"the"
so
inside of
yes,
its
it is.
head.
Yes, it
Like
is.
what?
Yes, it is.
It knows the word "the."
Bro, no, you gotta think. You gotta think. A1. All language, no matter which language, is pretty much the same. Species, extraterrestrials, it don't matter, right? So in language, we use all of those little conjunction words more than we use all of the other words, right? So is and the of all of them little itty bitty words are used most of the time. So once you eliminate all of those, right? The only thing left is commands and responses. You see that? And then all you got to do is sit there and watch the behavior. After you hear a click and a whistle, you watch and see what the other ones do. And if they respond in a certain way, nigga, you play it back to see if you get the same response.
Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Now you're giving me some methodology to try to understand. But let this finish, and we're gonna get back to that. Though. That might be his whole own episode, the methodology.
All right,
go ahead.
They learn by example, and the more examples they have, the smarter they get. This is why Project CETI was so different from all previous efforts, which only focused on trying to find a few key phrases, unlike recent efforts that are centered on capturing a complete language. The data streamed in, a constant flow of clicks, whistles, and songs from the deep. But on its own, it was just noise. It was raw data without meaning, a vast ocean of information waiting to be decoded. The microphones and sensors had listened, and the tags had recorded, but the language remained a mystery. It was all leading to one crucial step. The real magic happened when this ocean of sound was fed into the machine learning models, transforming it from mere noise into the building blocks of a language. The AI breakthrough.
Write this date down, October 28th. That's when NVIDIA's silent partner could shock the world.
To the human ear, the deep ocean is only a confusing jumble of clicks, grunts, whistles, and waves. Trying to find a particular pattern from all the noise is nearly impossible. The first biggest challenge for the Project CETI team was to turn all the raw audio they collected into something the AI could actually interpret. In order to do this, they had to use a process that turned sound into a picture called a spectrogram. With this, they could take something as basic as the waves of the ocean and turn it into a visual chart. With this technology, they were able to monitor all the data they had collected. With this, AI could visually see the whale sounds. The AI's first task was to sort through these images and identify the codas, which are the specific sequences of clicks sperm whales use to communicate while ignoring all the background noise. This initial process of turning an invisible sound into a visible pattern was the crucial first step. This is where the power of machine learning came in, acting as a kind of modern-day Rosetta Stone. The team of scientists and researchers then took a step further into using advanced AI technologies, including something called deep learning and neural networks. These advanced technologies were incorporated as they are designed to learn the way humans do by recognizing patterns in large amounts of information. In this case, the AI wasn't given a list of rules about how whales communicate. Instead, it was trained using millions of whale codas, which are the short bursts of sound whales use to communicate. By studying these, the system slowly started to find patterns on its own. Over time, it began to understand which sounds often appeared together, how they changed in different situations, and what they might mean, just like how we learn a new language by listening and observing. Soon
That's
enough,
just what you said,
these
too,
technologies began to notice tiny differences in the clicks that were completely unnoticeable to a human listener. It could detect subtle variations in rhythm, tempo, and other details that our brains simply couldn't process. Just like how a toddler or a young child learns a language, the computer was doing the same thing, only much, much faster, and with a dataset that a single human could never analyze in a lifetime. The sheer scale of the data, which is over millions of vocalizations over many years, was what gave the AI the power to find these hidden patterns. Without this huge dataset, the AI would have been as lost as a human biologist. With this new technology and AI's hard work, it led to the core of the discovery of the sperm whale's language. And, as expected, it was even more complex than anyone had ever imagined. These sounds weren't just a simple set of messages. After a massive collation of this data, it was discovered that whales use a complex system that works a bit like a phonetic alphabet. Of course, they don't have letters, but it doesn't take away the fact that they use different variables, rhythm, tempo, and what the scientists call ornamentation, which are extra little clicks at the beginning or end of a coda. The way these different elements are combined creates an insane amount of unique words or messages. For example, a slow, steady rhythm might mean one thing, while speeding up that rhythm or adding an extra click at the end could completely change the meaning. This discovery completely shattered the idea that only humans could have a complex, structured linguistic system. It showed that whales were also using a system with a lot of different parts that could be rearranged to create an intricate vocabulary. This was the moment everyone had all been hoping for. For the first time, we had a window into the actual syntax of their communication. We could see the building blocks of their language, but we still didn't know what it all meant. What were they actually saying? This is where things got a lot interesting. Unveiling the whale's worldview. For a long time, scientists thought if whales spoke a certain language, it would be simple.
Oh no, man, that's clickbait. That's got to be a clickbait title, right?
Of work and research, they expected a basic set of commands.
Unveiling the whale's worldview. Come on, man.
No, they saying like after they had deciphered all of this shit, nigga, it's like a message. It's a message. They like it's a message, and the history of these of some of the families go back thousands of years, like back to the glaciers melting, and they got an oral history.
Dang, okay.
Got oral histories like niggas.
Man, look, I wish I could get my hands on that oral that story.
But that's
Shoot.
It's a few more other videos, but we about to get done with this one here in a second. But they talk about the shit, and so all you got to do is listen and take notes, because they be giving out clues and shit, so we can track that shit down. You know what I'm saying? Because the humpback whale song, we could most definitely find that. I already know that already exists.
Shout out Connie's son. He said they are also calculating how much humans are damaging their world.
That was one of the things.
Dang, let me drop a bomb for that one, man. Because that's what I'm not gonna drop a bomb for that one. I think America's dropped enough bombs for us off. I'm gonna hold off on that one because that's part of damaging the world that we live on. Good point, Connie's son.
Tell Connie's son to come up.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna drop the link for you, Connie's son.
Or even a survival language. But what the AI revealed was something much more unexpected and interesting. The patterns the computer found weren't tied to simple actions, but to social context. It was the big reveal. And the moment everyone realized all the theories they had were wrong. Whales didn't just sing songs only because they had to. They did so to communicate with each other in ways that were complex and sometimes personal, that reflected their closeness to one another as well as their lives. It was less of a simple code, and more of a conversation. As the AI continued to analyze the data, it uncovered an even more astonishing level of detail. The team found that within the clicks, there were subtle variations that acted much like vowels do in human language. They discovered that the whales use a sophisticated system of what's called rubato, which is a fine-grained change in rhythm. It also has very subtle variations in the timing of clicks within a coda, and more importantly, a sequence of clicks that is the basic unit of communication for these creatures.
The reason we created these initial robots was to solve a pretty basic problem.
These scientists were also able to learn that a whale's coda might have a specific rhythm, and a slight pause, or a quickening of tempo, could completely change its meaning. On top of that, the ornamentations too were also important to convey different messages. It was as if the basic words were being molded and shaped to express different emotions or intentions. This showed a level of linguistic sophistication that truly challenged the idea that this kind of communication was unique to humans. The AI also showed that this language was deeply tied to their social identity. The research revealed that different whale clans or families use distinct dialects to identify themselves. The same way people from different parts of a country might have different accents, these whale families have their own unique way of speaking. When the AI analyzed the clicks, it could tell which family was talking just by the subtle differences in their speech patterns. This meant that the language wasn't just a universal code for all sperm whales. It was a unique and dynamic living part of their culture, passed down through generations. A single word could have multiple meanings depending on the rhythm and the context of the conversation, and the specific dialect it was spoken in. With the help of AI and other advanced technology, scientists have been able to not just identify the language of these whales, but also give humanity the window to a culture no one knew existed. Now being able to understand the communication patterns of different whales, studies and research have been implemented to better have an idea of the social connection, identity, and shared history of these whales. This realization changes our understanding from a simple translation of words to knowing the ins and outs of marine life and what it holds. But what could this new development mean for the future? The goal of two-way communication. For decades, we've only been able to listen to the whales. Now, thanks to the AI, we finally have a way to understand the structure of their language. This new understanding opens up a thrilling and somewhat scary next phase of Project C.
You know the sad shit about this, right? What he said, what this means for the future, it don't mean what he said. What it means is, what that means, I think the future, right, is motherfucking us yet again killing off another highly intelligent species.
In the end, you think we about to pull some Avatar type stuff with this?
Look at everything else that we find highly intelligent.
It's
because they in one of them videos, they said the dolphins told them where it was underwater cities and all type of shit down there. Showing them shit. And I'm like, they talking to the wrong motherfuckers.
Damn, you funny. I gotta see that video. You gotta show me that.
They're talking to the wrong people, and somebody need to go clue them the fuck in, like they don't know the history.
I need to see that.
Or maybe they do. They might do know the history because niggas was jumping overboard.
They gonna fuck the water up like they've been doing.
I ain't think that you was about to be able to show me all this, and you definitely did,
bruh.
Yeah. Yeah, we moving into a different paradigm, man.
Shout out Connie's son in the building. You know you could chime in whenever you got something to add, Connie's son.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Oh, peace, kings. I was just listening, man. Y'all kings deep, heavy.
Moving from listening to talking. The team is no longer content with just decoding. They're aiming to communicate. Their goal is to build a real-time
They
communication
gonna fuck around
system,
and start a whale
what some
war.
people are calling an underwater chatbot. This isn't about teaching whales English, but also about using the patterns and structures the AI discovered to create messages in their own language. It's just like how a scientist would use a specially designed speaker to
Pause it.
play a specific sequence of
See,
clicks.
I'm mad.
hoping
I don't
for a
want them talking to the whales because they gonna go down there and start lying.
Lying. That's what I'm saying. Like they talking to
Yo,
the
they definitely going to use them for covert war.
Oh yeah.
All that trying to be stealth and submarines and all that shit done.
Tell us where they at.
Y'all wild for that one. Hey, I gotta see that. Who could train a whale to go flip a boat or something
this
crazy?
is the reason why Naga stands on pushing STEMs and physics and science at our people, because we need to get on the ball, man. Like we need to get into the affairs of men, because if we don't, we won't have no planet left. Like, these people are diabolical. Who you think funding them?
Damn, that's a good question. Who is giving them money? Because look, when
The
they was
same
talking
niggas
about
that's fucking this shit up.
when they was talking about this dude's job and he been doing this for so long and this is all he does all day, I'm like, I was thinking about that. Like, I'm like, is it even really work to him? Like, he don't look trustworthy. He looked
Yeah,
like
I don't trust him neither. He looked like he would have killed a couple of them whales to get the information he needed up out of them.
Exactly. I'm glad
And
you said that, because them those are life force. So if you think of the average fish or the average anything that get caught and captured, most of them get away. Most of them get off the hook. Most of them get away. When they pop out that water and the person that was trying to grab and hold them, they looked at a white, pale face. It wasn't never us.
Right.
We're going to start there. So when he got back in that water, he passed that information. And a lot of them got that information of the same people hooking. One of them hooked their grandmother, hooked their grandfather. They're passing that type of information
damn.
around. So they ain't gonna be able to type them codes in and decode they real feeling and the information they passing out there. They know who killing them.
No, y'all are deep because I've never ever sat and thought
But
about
yeah,
animal
see,
communications, brother. I just assumed that I assumed they didn't do it. But they
this
do. They do
another movie.
communicate.
This another movie review, right? Because we could watch Orca. We could watch Orca.
Oh, we gotta invite Connie Son to the movie reviews we about to start doing. Yeah.
But y'all remember the movie back in the day, Orca?
I never seen it, so yeah, this will be the first time.
I love that movie. I remember.
It was about Shamu.
Bruh.
But it was a deep message, huh? Them kids movies always be having the deep messages, man.
Nah, this movie. Hold on, I'm gonna put this in your back chat. Oh shit! I'm putting in your back chat. I'm talking about this a serious movie. They done caught I guess his wife, split her open on the boat. They was wellers. The babies came out, everything. Boom. He was the orca witnessed all that. So it was up from there, bro.
Oh, swear, I gotta see that.
It was up from there, bro. Nigga went and got his mans in them. It was up.
And it's funny how this documentary.
I just want to point out that
Go ahead. What happened? You froze? Yeah, he froze and dropped out.
Yeah, man.
So he'll be right back. But I was gonna say it was funny how they was trying to lay the empathy game on, like, yeah, he takes care of them all day, or something. He's seen them grow up since a kid. I just got to thinking about, like, who cares, man? They'll raise a animal and slaughter it and eat it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think we're gonna come to the realization, just like the ocean, because anything that don't have to earn every day, that shit vibrate on such a high level, because money is a low vibrational thing to be after and chasing.
Damn.
Anything that don't have to earn every day is the most intelligent being on this planet, because it know its true purpose, and it ain't that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't getting a 9 to 5 or credit. That's not a human being. It's being an antenna to this planet. True purpose. You know what I'm saying?
We not meant to go to work for 8 hours a day. Like, that's God. I swear, I'll be like, man, God ain't send us here for that.
Nah.
Ain't no God in this system, bro.
It is. It's gold, oil, and dope. That's the God in this system. In this system that we live
I
in.
stand corrected, nigga.
The
Where my
God of this
sound effects at, man? There you go. Drop a bomb. Let me turn that down.
it's gold, oil, and dope. In this, that's the God of this place we live in.
Darrell got that classical music playing
Hello?
back there, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I knew you back there on your Silence of the Lambs, man. What's going on? Talk to me, man.
I'm
You
having
okay?
technical difficulties, y'all.
I hear the classical music in the background.
Oh, damn.
All right, let me add this back to the stage. You can go ahead.
That shimmering light, that's the same shapes and patterns that plasma takes when it's in the atmosphere. And our ancestors used to see that shit in the atmosphere. You see what I'm saying? And those things became the petroglyphs that they wrote all over the cave walls and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's why you see all of it uniformly all around the world. All those petroglyphs and stuff got pretty much all the same like dates and shit on them and all this stuff. Our ancestors were seeing this stuff. I just wanted to point that out, man.
Hieroglyphs.
Wait, what are you talking about? The designs on the whale?
That's light. That's light refracting through the water, and it's creating that shimmering pattern. You know what I'm saying? You know when light shimmers on the water. Okay, yeah, but that's the same thing. That's exactly how plasma looks.
Okay,
that's exactly how plasma looks, right? So, and then you remember what we was talking about the other day about light and how we don't really see colors and how we really don't know how beautiful this really is right here. But but anyway, let us finish this. This is almost done.
Bonds.
Imagine bringing your side project to life just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
The team is starting with simple interactions, like greeting a whale, or maybe asking a question about a particular object. It's an ambitious dream, a true two-way conversation between two very different species. This audacious goal also brings up some deep, thought-provoking questions about the ethics of interspecies dialogue. Should we be talking to them, and what is our part to play in obstructing the balance of marine life? When you start to build a bridge between two worlds,
that's exactly what
you
they're
have
gonna
to
do.
think about what might cross that bridge.
Obstructs
From there on, the question
balance.
and thought of whether it is right to introduce our technology and our language
Wells
into
with
their
guns.
world starts to come up.
Yeah, pause
Some
that,
scientists
man.
worry that a human
Pause that.
initiated...
I gotta repeat that again, man.
Wells with guns, nigga.
Bring that back, man, because he said it. Like,
yep,
you be talking to them, and how does he said something about obstructing marine life balance?
Yeah, because
I was gonna say what we do everywhere is we go everywhere and we destroy my yacht. We destroy my yacht. We completely destroy the balance that nature has, or the environment, the ecosystem everywhere we go. Go ahead, Loretta.
I mean, because you got to think like we already cunning and wise with wisdom and technology, right? So imagine what us telling the whales, hey, it's krill over here, it's krill over there, and they decimate the population. You see what I'm saying? Throwing off the ecosystem because naturally they would wouldn't have been able to find them motherfuckers, but because we argumenting them motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? Like this, I mean, it's just so many different scenarios.
We got human hybrids in the future.
Oh man, I mean, just thinking about that, like, it could really be some Jonah shit. I mean, not Jonah. Was that the one going in the whale, Jonah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could really be some Jonah shit going on, nigga. You talk to holler at the whale. That nigga let you sit in his mouth, nigga, while he swim your ass across the ocean.
AI transmitter implants in the whale brain.
Hey, that would be crazy. That's definitely sound like a Disney movie.
Yeah, talk directly to you.
Let's go ahead and let this play real quick. I want to see what he's talking about, man.
The dialogue could disrupt their natural social structure or even change their language. It's a huge moral question that the Project CETI team takes very seriously. They're not just trying to achieve a technical goal. They're trying to do it in a way that respects the whales and their culture. They want the conversation to happen on the whales' terms, in their own language and in their own time. The team had a specific recent success story that shows this new future is already beginning. In 2023, the team had what they call the first intentional human-whale interaction using the language they had decoded. A diver, using a special underwater speaker, played a specific sperm whale coda. The response was a huge moment for the project. A whale in the area responded with the exact same coda. It was a direct back-and-forth exchange, not just a random coincidence. The team couldn't believe it. This wasn't just a recording. This was a conversation. It was a single, small exchange, but its significance was monumental. It proved that their understanding of the language was accurate enough to be used for basic communication. This event wasn't just a scientific breakthrough. It was a positive sign that we might one day be able to talk to other minds on our planet. This realization changes everything.
If we seeing
We're
this,
on
they
the verge
already
of something
talking to
that was
them
once
and
only found
already
in
they
science
on them
fiction.
east and west.
We're moving from observing to participating, from listening to interacting. Communicating with another species is a monumental step, but the implications extend far beyond the whales themselves. This technology could rewrite our place in the universe. Implications for science and humanity.
Don't raise dragons right off the bat. For new
So
players,
is that the first
at the start
animal
of the
that
game,
we've
don't
been
rush
able to
raise dragons.
The
communicate
work
with?
of Project
those
CETI
gorillas
is forging a new frontier
Oh
for
yeah, I forgot
biology.
about that. Yeah.
For a long time, marine biology and animal
And
cognition
dogs.
were
Dogs could draw
limited by our
cards.
ability to observe and interpret. We could watch whales, but we couldn't understand what they were saying or thinking. Now, with AI as the main translator, there are unlimited opportunities waiting out there with more to explore and uncover. It wouldn't be about studying their bodies or behaviors. The chances of finding out the structures of their lives from the communities they make up and their intelligence, which was one humanly impossible thing, are now high. This research is completely changing how we see animal communication, revealing a level of complexity and social value that no one could have imagined. With this, some people believe that so many wonders of the world might now be explained, and also some of the biggest questions in science could possibly have an answer. With all the data from Project CETI, it can not only help us understand sperm whales, but also revolutionize the very existence of the very nature of intelligence itself. Perhaps the most interesting and mind-bending implication of this research is its connection to space. The project's name, CETI, which is a deliberate term derived from SETI, has undeniable similarities. For decades, scientists have been scanning the cosmos for radio signals, hoping to find a sign of life. But what if they've been looking for the wrong kind of message? With the success of Project CETI, the whales give us a blueprint for extraterrestrial contact. The methods and algorithms they developed to find patterns in clicks and decode whale language could be the exact tools we would use if we ever encounter an alien civilization. If an alien species communicates in a way that is completely foreign to us, we now have a proven strategy for how to approach it. The principles of using AI to find structure in a complex, unknown signal are universal. This work is not just about communicating with whales, but also about preparing for the possibility of communicating with anyone, anywhere in the universe. It seems like a far-fetched thought, but the journey to space, unlike any other, might have also begun from the curiosity of the ocean. Finally, the work of Project CETI brings us back to Earth in the most powerful way. With complete understanding of the whale language, a new level of empathy and conservation is fostered.
Really talking to the
For
whales.
centuries,
That's
whales
what's
have been
crazy.
seen as a species to be harvested. then a species to be saved, but always from a distance. By knowing that they are a vital part of research, we are forced to confront their intelligence and personhood in a way that is hard to ignore. When we hear their communication, their concerns about their families, their culture, and their world, they are no longer just animals in the ocean.
He just capping right now.
They free for real though.
Yeah, I got one more, but I want us to talk about what we seen so far, because this right here, the Google DeepMind shit, bruh.
Yeah, this was wild. If you could have got $100 about it, you should have made a bet, because I would have been like, man, they can't talk to no damn whales,
bruh. Like
now I'm like, wait, I seen them make the one little communication, and they responded,
and that's what I'm saying. That's all it take, and that's what I'm like. Once you get rid of all of the is and the of all of that bullshit, once you get rid of all that shit, you basically got a fucking Rosetta Stone. And from that point on, it's just all about you observing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, how many times you gonna see a motherfucker say water before you realize they pouring water in a glass, nigga? That's what that word means.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, shit.
Hey.
Yeah, bro. So this next one right here, okay, like I said, this one is about DeepMind. DeepMind AI. I'm just gonna let y'all see it for yourself, bro.
The main use of Dolphin Gemma is to eventually look at their natural language patterns.
Dolphin Gemma, so, you already know what to do. Thought.
The main use of Dolphin Gemma is to eventually look at their natural language patterns and match it with the underwater video. That's how we really figure out their language at the head.
Cracking the Enigma code changed the course of World War II. But what Google's DeepMind AI just did is like cracking the code of an entire planet. Using a revolutionary model named Dolphin Gemma, scientists fed it decades of dolphin sounds, hoping for a breakthrough. What they got back wasn't a dictionary, it was an epic. An oral history older than human civilization. But buried within these ancient tales was a modern-day warning. A prophecy so specific and so horrifying that the lead scientists could only stare at the data, their faces drained of all color.
Oh, that's what you was telling
me
about.
A new language is born. It all started in a quiet, climate-controlled server room, the kind of place where the only sound is the hum of machines thinking.
Make it full screen.
Sound of machines thinking. They gotta
This
stop
was the heart of Google's DeepMind division, home to Dolphin Gemma. For years, the project was seen as a fascinating but fringe experiment. The goal? To do what was once considered impossible, translate the complex non-human language of dolphins. The team, led by the brilliant bioacoustician Dr. Denise Herdzing, had amassed the largest collection of cetacean vocalizations in history. We're talking over 100 petabytes of data. That's more data than is contained in the entire Library of Congress, multiplied by 50.
Damn.
It was an insane amount of clicks, whistles, and buzzes from pods all over the world, recorded over a span of 50 years. For the first 18 months, the results were, pretty underwhelming. The AI could identify individual dolphins by their signature whistle, kind of like a name. It could even correlate certain sounds with behaviors. A specific series of clicks often meant fish here, while a low-frequency hum was a general sign of danger. It was cool stuff for sure, but it wasn't a conversation.
The low
it was more like
hum,
understanding
like
that a
growl,
dog's bark can mean different things. But Dr. Denise Herdzing and her team were aiming for something more. They believed the sheer complexity of the dolphin brain, a brain that is by weight larger than a human's and possesses a cerebral cortex even more folded and complex than our own, pointed to something far beyond simple signals. The breakthrough came on a Tuesday afternoon. The team had implemented a new deep learning architecture, one that didn't just look for patterns but for syntax. for the underlying rules of grammar. It's funny when you think about it, they were teaching a machine to find the linguistic structure in a language that had no alphabet, no written words, just sound. They fed the entire data set back into the newly upgraded Dolphin Gemma. For 72 hours, the system crunched the numbers.
This is crazy.
Then it happened. A single coherent translation appeared on the main screen. It wasn't fish or danger, it was a concept. The AI translated a complex series of clicks from a 50-year-old recording of a bottlenose dolphin off the coast of Australia. The word was memory. The room fell silent. It was a lightning bolt. Memory isn't a simple signal, it's an abstract concept. It implies a sense of time, of past and present. It was the first clue that they weren't just dealing with intelligent animals, but with historians. Suddenly, the entire 50-year archive of recordings wasn't just a collection of animal sounds. It was a library of untapped knowledge. They immediately ran the program on audio from a different pod in the Atlantic. After a few hours, another word came through: the long dark. The team was baffled. It sounded ominous, poetic even. What could it mean? They were standing on the edge of a discovery that would change everything, but looking back, they were just scratching the surface. They had no idea the dark secrets these memories held. The great memory of the oceans. With the conceptual door kicked wide open, the floodgates of information burst. Dolphin Gemma began translating at an exponential rate. It turned out dolphin communication wasn't linear like ours. It was three-dimensional. They used something called echolocation, or sonar, to see the world. Imagine being able to see with sound. They can project a series of clicks and perceive the world in intricate detail, even seeing inside other living creatures. What scientists realized is that they don't just communicate in words, they communicate in images and feelings embedded in these complex sonic packets. It's like sending someone a photograph and an entire paragraph of text in a single instantaneous click. Get this, a single dolphin click train can contain more data than a 100-page book. As the AI got better, it started piecing together their history. The dolphins had what the AI termed a great memory, an oral history passed down through generations, mother to calf, for thousands.
What you find so far, cuz?
I'm saying, is this a theory or is this like a scientific theory?
That's what I was asking.
Facts. This is facts, A1. This is facts. So back in ancient times, mothers in Africa used to have babies with dolphins. They used to have a baby in the water with the dolphins because dolphins live off vibrations. This is why they're saying they can see things. So just imagine just imagine the blind man. If y'all ever seen the show See that's on Apple TV with Jason Momoa, the whole world is blind.
I swear.
Right? So we got into a nuclear war. Everybody had to go underground for 100 years. But as we've been underground for so long, when we came back up, the whole world was blind. So to be able to see was a myth. And if anybody said you can see, they killed you, because the world was beautiful now that we don't have eyes, because it wasn't no ugly, it wasn't no beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So you can.
Wait, that's called C on Apple TV?
SEE. It's called SEE.
Hey, write that movie down. We might have to put that on the subconscious movie review list.
Man, it's so deep, bruh. It's deep. So you can know how a person feeling by the tone of their voice. You can hunt your enemy down because his knees and his bones crack. He's such an old warrior. You can hear his bones crack. This is how deep they can hear. You feel what I'm saying? So the dolphins used to send shock waves through the water while we giving birth, and it made our children more intelligent when they came out. They was coming out scholars. They stopped the dolphin birth. And the dolphins never killed the baby or none of that. They stopped the dolphin birth in the water. You can look that up too. A lot of people used to go get the dolphin birth because your baby come out intelligent. It came out healthy because they send in shock waves through the way they communicate through the water. I don't know what it is. So it's true what they talking about, how they communicate and how big their brain are and the things that they know.
Oh, that's
Hey man,
crazy, man. Shout out and salute, trust and believe the gospel, man.
Hey man, look, hey, y'all only hear this type of shit coming from Naga, man. Everybody else go sit up here and throw Bible scriptures and shit at you. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe they got some old messy stuff they want to talk about or something like that. Naga brings some real information to you, man. Put some food for thought into your belly, man. Put something in your chamber so you can smoke it. Something to talk about when you go to work, or you know what I'm saying, when you riding the, you know what I'm saying, doing your thing or talking to a little honey, you know what I'm saying, make it seem like you got a little culture in you or something. You know?
Get to talk about the dolphin language.
Yeah, bitch, I know how to speak dolphin, bitch.
But hey, this is wild. I'm gonna have to look into that dolphin birth thing. This is, it's crazy how disconnected we are. And
yeah,
we're so disconnected that all this, even just, of course they other species would have languages, but I'm so tuned into the one I'm speaking every day, it's kind of like I'm oblivious to it. You know what I'm saying?
Oblivious to the fact that a dolphin is just as sentient as your ass.
Yeah. If not more.
And I think it's because we got all our other senses. When you got your other senses, see the show C tell us that Jason Momoa was telling us he ended up having kids that can see, but he was blind and he was the chief. So the whole city was coming to kill his kids and he wouldn't let it happen. So he turned from a nigga who was killing people who can see to have to protect his own from the world trying to kill his kids because they can see. You know what I'm saying? So it switched around, and he always told his son, because he can see, don't let your eyes lie to you. And his son used to see stuff that he couldn't see. However, they survived so long. So since we got our senses, most of our senses, the other ones become weak. You know what
I
I
wouldn't
mean?
have
It's like,
said shit. I would have said nothing. I'd have let all them blind motherfuckers stay blind. I'd have been getting it in.
yeah. Hell yeah.
You
They
funny.
get to running into other people that can see too, that was doing crooked stuff, just running around impregnating people and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I bet they
Doing
all
weird stuff.
my
Like,
shit.
man,
Swear, I
and
gotta
you
watch that.
had you got people on the show that's called shadows. They don't say nothing. They know everything though. They can follow behind you without saying nothing. They women. You know what I'm saying? You can't hear nothing. You be watching the show like this person right there. They be in every room, King's Castle, in your bathroom. They everywhere right there. But you just don't know they move that quiet, bruh. They move so quiet. So if we go back to like, you know, calming our senses down, like being still. And we going towards that way. This is why everybody say you feel the vibe. It's short for
Yeah,
vibration.
they
You know what I'm
say
saying?
that sensory deprivation chambers good healing methods to do that shit to reconnect.
For
Shut
sure.
all shut all the noises out. Let me hit play on this joint.
Thousands of years. They had accounts of the last ice age. They described the Great Flood when the glaciers melted and sea levels rose over 400 feet. They had names for underwater landmarks that had been submerged for over 10,000 years, names passed down through 400 generations of dolphins. The scientists were floored. This wasn't just language. This was a culture, a civilization of memory and sound. They were the planet's true historians. The team was able to cross-reference the dolphins' memories with our own geological and anthropological records.
This gotta be
The
cap.
dolphins
Hold on,
described the volcanic eruption.
This gotta be cap, cuz. You don't think this cap? Y'all don't think this cap?
It sound like cap to me.
It sound like too.
Until I hear the methodology.
I know, but I'm just saying it sound like cap because
all of it sounded like cap from the beginning, but you already proved me wrong.
I know, but now I'm just like, damn, this kind of sound like cap. I'm gonna keep going though.
What part?
Say that again.
It's just
them describing the volcanic. Like, how do they know that that's what they talking about?
So
like, what are they talking about?
Describing the mainstream narrative. It's going along with the mainstream narrative, which makes my antennas go up. You see what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe
I hear you. I hear you. You're a wise man. You already know.
Maybe I'm just being paranoid because
as above, so below. As
I don't
above,
think
so
you
below.
getting
The same thing
paranoid,
that's
brother.
taking place up here might be taking place down there. As above, so below.
All right, we're gonna keep going, but my antennas is the fuck up. All right, hold on.
Eruption that created the Santorini caldera in 1600 BC. They had sonic stories about the migration of early humans across the Bering Strait. It was all there,
Man, get
recorded
outta
in the
here,
symphony
man.
of the ocean. It was a mind-boggling
You know the Abos
realization.
gonna say they lying now.
Hold
You
on.
know the Abos gonna say they lying.
Hold on, cuz.
We ain't crossed no Bering Strait. We ain't come from Africa.
The Dolphins know that niggas was walking across the goddamn Bering Strait.
Man, that's look.
How they know that? The Dolphins don't even hang out in the fucking I'm calling cap on this shit. I'm calling cap, but we gonna keep going.
Christianity, with its books and monuments, thought it was the sole keeper of history. But all along, a far older and perhaps wiser intelligence was swimming right beside us, keeping its own perfect record of the planet. But as the AI dug deeper into these ancient memories, a disturbing theme began to emerge. A recurring event mentioned by pods separated by thousands of miles of ocean.
Yeah, like what are the dolphins talking to the birds?
They called it the deep sound.
No, I'm just
this
saying.
wasn't an ancient memory,
on land?
It was a modern day terror. A scream from the ocean floor. This is where the story takes a dark turn. The deep sound wasn't a historical event. The mentions were recent, starting around 75 years ago and increasing in frequency and intensity ever since. Dr. Denise Herdzing and her team isolated every mention of it. Using Dolphin Gemma's advanced capabilities, they cross-referenced the precise time and location of each mention with global human activity. The AI mapped the data points, and the result made everyone in the room go pale. The source of the deep sound was us. Specifically, it was the sound of our deep-sea oil exploration, our submarine sonar, and most recently, the deafening roar of our deep-sea mining equipment. To us, it's just background noise in a vast ocean. But to the dolphins, it's a cataclysm. Remember, they see with sound. Their entire world is built on a delicate acoustic balance. The AI began translating the context around the deep sound messages, and the true horror was revealed. The dolphins weren't just complaining about the noise, they were describing how this constant low-frequency roar was shattering their world. It was blinding them, deafening them, and driving them away from ancient hunting grounds. But it was worse than that.
Man.
The AI pieced together thousands of fragmented messages from pods across the planet into one coherent, unified message. It was a warning. The message stated that the deep sound was doing more than just harming them. It was disrupting something fundamental to the planet. The dolphins have a sensory ability humans can barely comprehend. They are incredibly sensitive to magnetic fields. They use the Earth's magnetic field to navigate on their massive ocean-spanning migrations. Their warning was that our industrial noise in the deep ocean was creating a resonance, a vibration that was interfering with the planet's liquid outer core, the very engine that generates the magnetic field that protects all life on Earth from solar radiation. They were, in essence, telling us that our noise was slowly but surely breaking the planet's shield. This was the revelation that left the experts white-faced and trembling. It wasn't an attack, it wasn't a judgment. It was a desperate planetary distress signal from a species that understood the inner workings of the Earth in a way we are only just beginning to grasp. They were screaming a warning, and for the first time we had a machine that could hear it. The message had been delivered. Now came the impossible question. The choice we all must make. So what happens now? Think about it. This isn't just some neat science experiment anymore. We've crossed a line. For all of human history, we have acted as if we are the only ones in the room, the only intelligence that matters. Now we know we're not. There's another voice, and its first message to us is a dire warning about our own behavior. The thing is, this information is now out there. The initial DeepMind findings were leaked, and the world is scrambling to make sense of it. Governments are holding emergency sessions. The corporations involved in deep-sea mining are calling it a hoax. But a lot of people are starting to wonder, could this be real? When you look at the facts, it's not such a stretch. We know dolphins are incredibly intelligent. We know our industrial activity is having a massive impact on the oceans. Are we really so arrogant to believe that we know everything? That there isn't an intelligence on this planet that perceives the world in a way we can't? That sees the consequences of our actions in a way we've been blind to? This isn't some far-off hypothetical scenario anymore. This is a question sitting on our doorstep. And that official story, that our noise is disrupting the Earth's magnetic shield, is terrifying enough. But online, in the dark corners of forums and in hushed conversations between scientists, the theories are getting even wilder. Some are suggesting that the dolphins aren't just historians. Get this, they're proposing that dolphins are the planet's designated guardians. A species that either evolved or was put here for one purpose, to be the biosphere's early warning system. In this theory, they aren't just animals, they're sentient custodians, and their message isn't a plea, it's them finally sounding the alarm they were designed to ring. It paints a mind-bending picture of a planet with its own living immune system, and we're the virus it's trying to fight off. But it gets even crazier. A second, much darker theory is gaining traction, one that recontextualizes the term deep sound. This theory suggests the dolphins aren't worried about the magnetic field at all. They're terrified of what our noise is waking up. Proponents of this idea point to ancient dolphin myths translated by Dolphin Gemma that speak of a great sleeper in the planet's core. A massive, ancient, and possibly biological entity that has been dormant for eons. They believe our constant rhythmic industrial pounding into the Earth's crust is acting like a drumbeat, a signal that is slowly rousing this thing. In this version of events, the dolphins' warning is one of pure, unadulterated terror. They're telling us to stop, not because we're breaking our shield, but because we're ringing the dinner bell for a creature older than the continents. And if all that isn't enough to keep you up at night, there's the final logical question. If we can hear the dolphins, who else is about to speak up? The great memory of the dolphins also contained references to communicating with other cetaceans, particularly orcas and blue whales. What message might the blue whales, the largest creatures to have ever lived, be broadcasting? Their songs travel across entire oceans. Are they coordinating a response? And what about the octopus? A creature with intelligence so alien it's often compared to an extraterrestrial? We could be standing on the verge of a global conversation, a planetary council of species, and humanity, the self-appointed king, might be about to find out it has been deposed. The revelation from Dolphin Gemma puts humanity at a crossroads. We now have the potential to learn the secrets of our planet. But it comes with a terrible burden. The first thing they told us is that we are the problem. Do we listen, whether it's a warning about our magnetic field, a plea from a planetary guardian, or a shriek of terror about a sleeping monster? Do we halt trillions of dollars in economic activity? Or do we ignore them, dismiss it all, and continue on our current path, hoping they're wrong? The world before Dolphin Gemma and the world after are two completely different places. We've been given a message. The choice of what to do with it is now in our hands. If we can now understand them, are we morally obligated to act on their warning, even if it threatens our way of life? Tell us your thoughts below. And for more stories that will change the way you see the world, like and subscribe for more.
Yeah, like and subscribe more, man. Titans Debate League out in this joint. You know what I'm saying? So there y'all have it, man. You know what I'm saying? The Dolphins got something to say. You know what I'm saying? And while y'all out here talking about talking donkeys and talking snakes and shit, nigga, the Dolphins out here speaking, but y'all niggas don't want to talk about the Dolphins. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to give the Dolphins their proper respects. I do. Now I can respect the Dolphins. You
And
see what I'm...
Claire 91 says it's happened before. Warning from Earth, Molten Center.
I don't know. They talking about some type of Leviathan or something about
little Leviathan.
She talking about a volcano or something? A volcano, bro? We ain't worried about that shit.
They talking about that we gonna release the Kraken. When I heard
They
them say
talking
they
about
gonna release
releasing the Kraken on this one.
right, release the Kraken.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that is. That's from a movie.
What you mean you don't know what that is?
No, what's the Kraken?
What do you mean?
What's that from a movie?
Yeah.
What movie is that?
The Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans. The Titans.
What?
Titans. Kraken.
What?
Perseus.
Release the Kraken. I gotta watch it again though, man. I
What?
don't remember that. I don't remember the name.
This
Kraken.
is the Titan debate league, and
Yeah.
you don't know what the Kraken is?
It's funny. I tried to watch the movie again like
No,
a
first
month
of all,
ago, and I
we
ain't make
gonna
it the
watch
whole way
we
through.
gonna watch the old one first. We gonna put that shit on fucking.
Yeah, that's the one I had on. You funny because that's the one I put on first too.
That's gonna be on the subconscious movie review list. And we
Coming
gotta
soon.
watch Clash of the Titans. I can't believe you don't know that.
Yeah, Claire, what volcano are you talking about?
Yeah, which volcano you? Because there's a lot of they going off all the time. I don't see what the problem is.
Yeah, I'm not hip. I like these graphics I put together though. This is nice. Something new and fresh for the channel, you know.
Yeah, man. So I just thought I'd just bring something new, something new to y'all attention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I ain't think that was truth. You was right.
Yeah, it's a bunch of things out there that I've been trying to bring to people's attention. Another one of those things is the Green Wall Initiative. Them terraforming the Sahara Desert, and which I think is a great idea. Which you know what, I'm gonna be honest with you because I'm on the fence with it. I don't know.
What's the cons though?
What's the cons? Okay, so that stream of wind that goes across the Sahara Desert, it picks up the dust from the Sahara Desert and carries it across the Atlantic Ocean and creates the rainforest rain clouds. So what do you think happens when you terraform the Sahara Desert and there's no more dust?
Wasn't the Sahara Desert at one time flourishing with vegetation?
Yeah, that's true.
So when that flourished, was the Amazon not flourishing then?
I don't know, but 10,000 years ago, the Sahara most definitely was green. You see what I'm saying? And things were a little different. So all I'm saying is that means that the rainforest will go from being a rainforest to like a temperate forest, I guess. You know what I'm saying? More like the forests that we have down in the south and shit. It end up turning into that. Like all the entire ecosystem gonna change, or the weather pattern will change. Like everything will change.
That's crazy.
I mean, you got to think about that. Like the Sahara is huge. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show y'all, show it to y'all because it's actually amazing. When you look at it, I'll watch this. The Green Wall. Hold on. The Green Wall Initiative. The Green Wall Initiative.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
you better share your screen.
Yeah.
character.
Growing as more land dries up and becomes part of Africa's harsh and arid region. But the good news is that a huge project is unfolding in the northern part of Africa that aims to restore this drying land and keep the Sahara Desert from expanding. And it's already showing great signs of success. Hey, I'm your host Regis, and today we're going to take a look at how Africa is trying to stop the Sahara Desert. Right now, there's a massive, globally funded project underway in Africa's Sahel region. It aims to plant trees and restore 100 million hectares of degraded land, roughly the size of Egypt, from Senegal in the west all the way across to Djibouti in East Africa. But before we take a closer look at this monumental project, we first need to understand the Sahel a little better. It's a vast and complicated region that's been plagued by extreme droughts, as well as social and economic instability. Don't worry though, although all of this sounds pretty bad, this story will have a happy ending, we promise. The Sahel region covers an area of more than 3 million square kilometers south of the Sahara Desert, from the west coast to the east. Its semi-arid land is sandy and barren, and it's considered a transitional region, as it divides the African continent's desert landscape in the north from its tropical regions in the south. The climate in the Sahel is tropical semi-arid, and the temperatures range from 22 to about 36 degrees Celsius throughout the year. The rainfall in the region is inconsistent, and these countries often experience intense dry weather. In April of this year, the entire Sahel experienced an extreme heat wave, with minimum temperatures of 32 degrees Celsius in Burkina Faso and maximum temperatures of up to 48.5 degrees Celsius in Mali. And it's only getting worse. According to the United Nations, temperatures in the Sahel are rising 1.5 times faster than the global average. This means that droughts will become longer, more severe, and increase land degradation, in which the land becomes barren and can't be used for farming. The UN already puts the farm degradation of the Sahel at an alarming 80%. The Sahel region also struggles with 4 additional problems. Firstly, even though the Sahel's population density is low, people in the region overpopulate the areas that are close to water. Makes sense, right? The countries in the Sahel are some of the fastest growing populations in the world, with the country of Niger set to increase its population by 175% by the year 2050. Overpopulation can lead to higher levels of food insecurity and water scarcity, especially in a region already prone to severe drought. The UN World Food Program estimates that right now, up to 55 million people in West and Central Africa are facing food insecurity. Mali especially, though, is having it rough, with thousands of people experiencing catastrophic levels of hunger. Secondly, with more people comes a bigger demand for meat, and overgrazing has become a huge problem in the region. More livestock ranches have been popping up in areas not well suited for animal farming. Overgrazing can lead to the removal of ground cover, exposing the soil of the land and making it further susceptible to land erosion, something the region simply can't afford right now. On top of this, the Sahel is also a center of conflict, with jihadist organizations like Boko Haram and armed mercenaries like the Wagner Group spreading violence and causing instability in the region. These destabilizing factors make it difficult to implement solutions and help these African countries save their dying land from the looming danger of desertification. Desertification is basically an advanced stage of land degradation, and it's caused by drought, human activities like overgrazing and overcultivation, and rising populations. It's one of the most pressing environmental challenges of our time, with up to 40% of land area worldwide considered to be degraded. Land degradation and desertification can impact humans in many different ways, from greater malnutrition due to scarce food and water sources to more disease outbreaks as a result of poor hygiene and a lack of clean water. Desertification, of course, can lead to more desert areas, which is why the Sahara Desert is becoming a looming threat for the people of the Sahel. The Sahara Desert formed as a giant dust bowl 7 million years ago. It's the largest hot desert on Earth, covering 9.2 million square kilometers of surface area. And yes, it's steadily been growing bigger, now covering between 10 and 18% more land than it did in the early 20th century. So how did this happen? Deserts mostly form in subtropical regions where hot air
He said, yeah, it's been growing bigger. That's what she said. My bad. I had to sneak that one in there. Sorry, ladies. Go ahead. You can play it.
rises from the equator, loses its moisture, and drops back down to form arid desert environments. Scientists, however, have observed that our planet's tropical latitudes are moving poleward at a speed of 48 kilometers per decade, thereby expanding the deserts within these regions. The phenomenon is believed to be the result of climate change, as human activities warm up our ocean currents. The effects of a growing Sahara have already been devastating. Lake Chad, a landmark in the Sahel region and a resource to around 30 million people, has shrunk by 90% since the 1960s due to climate change and desertification. And as the Sahara Desert keeps expanding southward at 48 kilometers per year, it threatens to displace millions of people and destroy habitats needed to sustain life. Scientists estimate that by 2050, the Sahara will have grown more than 6,000 square kilometers, almost 3 times the size of Luxembourg. Okay, so the billion-dollar question, what's being done to prevent this desertification? And this is where the good news comes in, because there's a huge African Union project going on right now, and it's called Africa's Great Green Wall.
Gary, used car shopping can't hurt you.
But what if I overpay?
Yeah, I never heard of this great
This
green
$33
wall
billion
initiative.
project was launched in 2007, and its original aim was to plant a massive amount of trees stretching 8,000 kilometers all the way across the continent. Since its conception, it's morphed from a gigantic tree barrier to a mosaic of landscapes that include farmlands, grasslands, and forested lands. The idea behind this African-led project is to restore the degrading land and improve the lives of the people living in the challenging region of the Sahel. The Great Green Wall initiative involves more than 20 African countries, working alongside international partners, including the World Bank and the European Commission. The trees are being planted by ordinary members of local communities. They're trained by volunteers and organizations and given the tools to lead and create their own greener, sustainable environments. In Senegal, the project is working particularly well because some of the rural communities own the land that is being restored themselves and not the state. The people are therefore a little bit more motivated because they feel that this initiative belongs to them. Now, the ultimate goal of the Great Green Wall in Africa is to restore 100 million hectares of degraded land, sequester 250 million tons of carbon by planting trees, and create 10 million environmental jobs by 2030.
And we've a lot of area to cover. In a month, we should have finished planting the area.
This will give the people of the Sahel fertile land, provide food security for millions of locals, and strengthen climate resilience in an area where extreme weather is all too common. There are different ways in which these landscapes are being planted. In countries like Burkina Faso and Niger, for instance, farmers are using a traditional planting technique called zai pits, or half moons. They dig crescent-shaped ditches so that when it rains, the ditches can collect the rainwater. The captured water either fertilizes the seeds in the soil or flows toward the growing vegetation on the slopes. These pits also prevent seeds and healthy soil from washing away during water runoff. In Senegal, the locals are using their own technique called toluque. These are circular-shaped community gardens. Drought-resistant trees and shrubs like mango and moringa are planted in the outer walls of the circle. These bigger trees and plants help to protect the smaller food-producing plants in the inner circle by providing shade and shelter from harsh wind and sun. In just a year of planting the first toluque, 24 of these circular gardens are already flourishing. Real quick before we continue, we'd just like to take a moment to thank all of you for your ongoing support and your seriously wonderful feedback in our comments. If you want to see more good news, make sure to check out our beautifully crafted newsletter. This way, you can start your week on a very positive note. This helps us more than you know to keep producing these positive videos. So thanks a lot, and now let's jump back into the video. The dream might be to have a great green wonder of the world by 2030, but the project is far behind on actually delivering that goal. Only an estimated 18 million hectares of the 100 million targeted degraded land has been restored. The project's funding has stalled, and while world leaders pledged a Great Green Wall Accelerator Fund of $14.3 billion in 2021, only around $2.5 billion of that money has actually been paid out. On top of that, there's been no standard monitoring strategy implemented, which means that coordination across the African countries involved has been pretty poor. Humanitarian crises in the region fueled by military coups, the pandemic, and war have also made it difficult to lure investors and keep these campaigns going. But the good news is that the Mosaic project is still going, even if it's been split up into smaller planting initiatives across the region. According to a report by the United Nations Convention to Combat Desertification, this not one but multiple approach has allowed for a wider variety of plant and tree species to be planted, which greatly supported the biodiversity in the Sahel. Other organizations have also stepped in to help green the semi-arid region that's slowly drying up. TreeAid, a non-government international organization, has been working in the dry lands of Mali, Burkina Faso, Senegal, Ghana, Niger, and Ethiopia since the 1980s. They claim to plant a tree every 19 seconds as part of the Great Green Wall Initiative. TreeAid has also partnered with the International Olympic Committee, called the IOC, to grow an Olympic forest in Senegal and Mali that'll consist of almost 600,000 trees.
Our mission is to build a better world through sport. And we have learned from the recent pandemic that we can address all the upcoming challenges in this world of humanity only in solidarity.
This amount of trees will be able to sequester 4 years' worth of the IOC's carbon footprint.
Climate change is one of those challenges we can only address together in solidarity. And this is why we have our role to play. We have our responsibility to contribute to this. We can be affected by extreme heat, by mild winters and major storms. And therefore, to address all these changes, we do this for our own interest, but also in the interest of solidarity with the entire society at large.
In less than a year, the Olympic Forest Project has planted 70,000 trees, contributing to the greening of the region while fighting malnutrition in these African countries. Even though the Great Green Wall is behind on schedule, it's good to see these Sahel communities greening up their lands to keep the Sahara Desert at bay. As with any climate crisis project, collaboration is the key here. The people of these African countries are a shining example of what can be achieved if we work together toward a common goal. But what do you think? Is there hope for the greening of the Sahel? Can we hold back the Sahara Desert and stop desertification? Don't hesitate. Let us know
what y'all think, man. Comments. What y'all think? Hello?
Hey, man, we belong to the planet. The planet don't belong to us.
My bad, I was in the kitchen.
In 2007, a bold vision took root. The Great Green Wall of the Sahara and the Sahel, an African Union initiative aimed to combat desertification. Spanning from Djibouti to Dakar, Senegal, the proposed wall was originally 15 kilometers wide and 7,775 kilometers long. But it's more than just a wall of trees. It's an ecological revolution, evolving to promote water harvesting, greenery protection, and enhanced indigenous land use techniques, creating a mosaic of green, productive landscapes across North Africa. Today, in 2024, the project seeks to restore 100 million hectares of degraded land, capture 250 million tons of carbon dioxide.
Yeah, man.
By 2030, they said?
Yeah, man. Like, okay, so y'all finna hate me for this shit. Okay, so I'm all about that type of stuff, right? So I want to create movements to do those type of things. You know what I'm saying? Like those things help the planet, like, and their ongoing missions. Like it's a never ending mission, bro. Like cleaning up the ocean, it's a never ending mission, bro. Like we could get funding for that shit to the end of days. We just gotta spearhead that shit, man. We just gotta get on the bullhorn. Think about it.
Facts.
I mean, like even with the Green Wall Initiative, I mean, imagine if we came up with a organization that goes over to Africa to do that. Just that. Hey, while we're at it, we might as well set up some type of tour business, tour cruise thing, you know, to make money off that too in the process. You know what I'm saying? Plus our import-export businesses and blah 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 blah. But you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's on the side. That's on the side note. But we over there to plant trees though. You see what I'm saying? Like we got to scratch each other back. We brothers.
The Green Wall Initiative. That's what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that either.
That's what I'm saying. It's so many things out here that we could be talking about in the community. And like I said, that's just like stuff across the water. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's things here in the United States, but you know,
That's stuff that actually matter. You know, a lot
yeah.
of I see what people saying like about what are we talking about?
Yeah,
We
because
talking about stuff that's
between him,
tangible and we could fix something right now that we could apply and see the results in our lifetime, or do we gotta wait
right.
till after we gone to see the results of what you
And
saying?
even if we didn't see it in our lifetime, it's just the fact that you got that rap, like you got that honor, like to say, nigga, I help. You know what I'm saying? Make the Sahara Grant, or I help. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the dolphins, or whatever the fuck you doing. I don't know. Clean up the ocean. You know, I don't know. Whatever that is.
Pull up
But
something else, man. You cooking tonight, man. It's
oh,
on
no,
you
no,
tonight.
I got you. But I actually wanted to bring up something really interesting. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Julian, let me see. Let's get some update on our homeboy.
And if you ever hop on a PC, Connie son, like it lets you share your screen when you click the link and come into the studio. If you on your phone, you don't have that option though. But like he on his computer, he could pull up YouTube and share the screen or share a video, any of that stuff.
Right on.
What you about to pull up now? I know.
I'm actually about to. I was trying to pull up some of Julian Brown's latest shit. I don't know if
Why
you.
did I just see a video that said he was a fraud? I didn't see.
Julian
I
Brown.
saw. I saw it was a title. I didn't
Oh,
actually watch
you
it.
need to pull that up. Because if he a fraud, I'm flabbergasted.
Yeah, go. I ain't gonna. Yeah, let me not say that out loud until I verify that. That could have been clickbait. Let me. I'm gonna look that up.
We got to look into that. Hold on.
I'm already. I just grabbed my phone. I'm already
Let
about to be
us know.
typing
Hold
it
on.
in.
Julian Brown, Nature Fab. Let me see. This is a day ago. This is a day ago. Let me see. That's 6 days ago. I think they already got him, man. Like maybe I don't even think. I think they might have got him because.
How you spell it? No, that's spelled.
Okay, so
Jillian.
this was 8 days ago, but is that from 8 days ago? You know what I'm saying? All right, hold on, let's see. Because dude saying this is from a day ago, and dude look like he's saying the dude gone. So,
Oh, they're saying he's a fraud because he didn't invent it. He's doing it. They're saying it was done before.
hey, one get an interview with him, bro.
Yeah, I'm seeing the accusations on here, but they could just be that, just accusations. He said like he just doing this to get famous. Like I don't know. He probably actually believes what he's doing has a future. You know what I'm saying? People probably just throwing dirt and shade. You about to pull him up? You about to pull him up?
Who that?
Julian Brown.
Oh, y'all can't see it?
Oh, my bad. Hold on. I gotta share the screen. I'm over here reading this article. There you go. That's who you talking about? Okay, yeah, there you go. I was like, who was the little Nas X looking month? Nah, he ain't scamming, man. That explosion wasn't no scam. Yeah, I gotta figure out how to get in contact with him. Oh, your sound ain't playing, bro. You hear me? I know. I knew your sound ain't playing.
It ain't.
Nah. Yeah, you gotta share it again.
Hold up.
The panel is open if anybody wants to come up and join. I'll copy and paste that link again. And put your email in the back chat. I knew I'm about to make you an admin real quick for the night. You hear me?
You need to put
No, just put. Yeah, just put your personal email, the email that you. Yeah, it's gonna put the email that you logged in with right now if you can, because I don't know if. Hopefully you don't gotta.
World Order 9.
You might have to leave the studio and come back in, but hold on, I'm about to do it right now.
You hear me? It's Naga World Order 9.
Got you. At Gmail.
Yeah.
Got you. I'm about to send it right now. Members. Admin.
Oh, you gotta put the screen.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, let me do this while you do it.
Motorcycle, but a
There we go. Start up. Yeah,
I've been out here.
We got action.
I turn plastic into fuel, and I like to do demonstrations of my
screen.
fuel to show that they work in many different types of engines and cars. And I like to stop by all the cities, all the big cities in the U.S. So I just did Atlanta back in October, and I'm from Georgia, so Miami's the next biggest city.
Me too. Me too. What part of Georgia are you from?
I'm from Douglasville.
Oh, Douglasville. I used to live in Douglasville.
Yeah.
What's that mall? I was younger.
Arbor Place?
Arbor Place.
Yeah.
I used to go to that mall. That's
Same.
crazy, man. Small world.
Yeah.
So we got a lot to talk about, man. Like everyone is so curious about you around the world. You went so viral everywhere for everything you created. But first, tell me about this event.
It was a historical event because it was the first motorcycle, but not only a motorcycle, but a super motorcycle.
Oh wow!
To operate off of plastic waste.
So you gassed up this super motorcycle in Miami, and you demonstrated how your natural gas, like the gas that you created, is usable.
Yep, a BMW S1K. So in the biker community, that's a very respected bike and a very sensitive bike.
And it worked.
Yes. No check engine light. Sounded amazing.
What?
Exhaust smelled better. That's how we do it.
That's wild, man. Okay, so for the people that don't know, can you tell us exactly what is the invention that you created?
Check your email.
So I have invented the world's first solar continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor.
Wow, round of applause for that, man. We got a genius in the building. Solar continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor.
There you go.
And what does that mean?
So that means that I am able to take sunlight and I am able to put plastic inside of a chamber that I can continuously feed all day long, all night long, and I'm able to process plastic waste and turn it into gasoline, diesel, jet fuel, natural gas, and solid carbon.
Wow, that's amazing.
All off of sunlight.
All off of sunlight.
Yep.
So, so you don't need any electricity for this.
It's off grid.
That's crazy. And you're the first person to create this.
This specific combination has not been seen before, and if you look it up, you'll only find my work.
That's amazing. So you can turn plastic into gas, and we can use this for our cars.
Of course. We've used it in all types of cars already, as I've demonstrated it to be superior
Right.
to pump fuel.
And I remember watching the video and it going viral. It got like, man, on all the platforms and over 100 million views. After you went viral for creating this technology, you disappeared for weeks and went missing, and everyone online was looking for you. Where were you? Like, what happened?
Yeah, so I had a pretty serious cyber attack situation. You know, over the years in which I've done this, not everybody's happy with my work, and so there were some people who they took advantage of my iCloud, and they were able to leverage that to get into my iPhone. You know, camera, the microphone, text logs, phone calls, everything. And
That's
so
crazy.
I had no option but to lay low and figure out how I could, recoup my privacy.
Right. Yeah.
And in all that, I learned that there is no privacy, of course, when you have a
Right.
phone. But yeah, it's kind of messed up that, because we know, of course, there's certain entities that can leverage your phone, and we all know that. But it's like, well, now just anybody can. That's what I had to
Wow.
learn the hard way. The right type of skilled group of people can get into your devices. And they've been in my phone for 6 months,
That's
up to
scary.
that point. So yeah, it was definitely very stressful, but that's what happened. And that's why I made that video saying, I don't know what's going on, because at the time I didn't, but I'm like, just keep your eyes open, because I figured that they might come onto my page and post some weird like AI deep fake stuff, and I just want everybody to be on edge
Right.
while I was gone figuring it out.
And I saw where you did a post where you were scared for your life because of this technology you created, and you felt like you were being watched and like under surveillance.
Yeah, so I've had Black Hawk helicopters didn't show up on flight radar, circle my property a few times at night, have that on video. And yeah, I remember there was this popular video going around where I was talking about how, like I said, I know I'm not going to live long. And I guess that's probably what you're referring to. And, it's more like this, right? I understand that what I'm doing is innovative, and that's a breakthrough in many different ways, and disruptive, right? And to disrupt something is to go to war. And, if you're a warrior, you're just as willing to, fight for your life as you're willing to give it for the cause. And so that's where my mindset is like, well, if I need to give my life to get this technology out there to make the change, and I'm willing to do it. And if that's, if that means that I'm not going to live long, then that's okay.
So would you be willing to give your life for this cause?
Of course. Yeah, I've already blown myself up.
Right. Well, wait, what do you mean blowing yourself up?
So last May, while I was refining the oil.
Hold on, man. You gotta drop a bomb and get this nigga some motherfucking
Yeah.
palms on this motherfucker,
I was
bro.
gonna say he ain't faking, he ain't no fraud. He definitely blew himself up and got the war wounds to prove it. After you play this video, you're gonna have to leave the studio, go to StreamYard.com. Did you go to your email and do that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so you're gonna have to leave the studio and go to StreamYard.com, put in your email, and it'll bring you back into the studio, and then you can click the live and come back in, and you'll have control.
You finna leave?
Man, I fell asleep on you already once. Go ahead.
Oh no, nigga. No, it's 1 a.m. Nigga. We can shut it down tomorrow, man.
Oh, okay. Let me finish this though. I'm up now, but go ahead. I'm leaning back. Got an L lit. Go ahead.
Oil, refining the plastic crude oil into like plastiline, plastic diesel, my distiller blew up, and it was my fault. I didn't have a
wow.
pressure gauge on it, and when I went to open to collect the fuel, it jetted out at my feet. I got second-degree burns, and so I learned from that, and I was right back at it.
That's crazy. Well, I'm glad you're still here with us.
Thank
you.
you.
I was reading some of the comments, man. There were a couple people that believe that you're not human, that you're actually an alien, and that's why you're so smart. Like, what do you say to these rumors? Like, are you a human, or are you really from another galaxy here?
Well,
to, help us?
wherever I'm from, I'm here. So I don't know. I don't know what I am. But what I do know is that I'm extremely passionate about my mission, and I feel as though I've been bestowed a mission. And so, whatever the truth is, it'll come out at the right time, I guess. But as far as I know, I'm here just like anybody else, and all I've done is just make my potential energy kinetic through passion and persistence.
So, do you believe that you are like a genius?
I don't believe I am at this time. I believe that right now I'm just a hard worker and a extremely passionate person that doesn't give up.
Right.
Because where I've got to where I am now, you could say it took intelligence. I just believe, from my perspective at least, that it just took, a lot of persistence and not giving up, and not taking no for an answer, or not taking people telling you it's not going to work for an answer, because at some point, intelligence alone cannot carry you, right? At some point, it takes your own grounding within yourself. It takes, self-mastery, and it takes discipline and perseverance, because all the intelligence can do is perhaps give you the idea, but to go through with that idea and keep going through is, that's just straight up like a warrior. So I consider myself a warrior.
You're right. That's true. So, who do you think these Black Hawk helicopters were? Like,
I'm about to mute you while you eat them chips.
Oh no, I'm done.
Okay.
Whoa.
Well, given that it did not show up on Flight Radar 24, which almost every aircraft in the world does, including military jets, it had to be more than likely a three-letter government agency, CIA, FBI. It could have possibly been the state troopers, but that's unlikely because of where my location is. It's very isolated. It's not even around. Like, the city in which I operate my machine doesn't even have a police helicopter in general.
And this is Georgia?
This is in Alabama.
So you live in Alabama?
I work in Georgia, or I live in Georgia, but I moved to Alabama after I blew myself up because at the time I was 18 in my parents' backyard, and after I had a few little house fires and explosions before that, as expected. But that was the first one I got injured, and at that point they were like, "Okay, you need to go." Somehow magically, the HOA never was called on me. Our HOA was pretty strict, but after that, since then I'm now in Alabama, live with, on my own now, but that's why I'm in Alabama.
Yeah, I saw on your Instagram, Mama Jab.
Yeah.
Shout out to Mama Jab.
Shout out to Mama Jab.
Yeah, so does she support this, or was she a little scared at first of this technology you created?
Oh, she's definitely still scared, and my whole family is. But at the beginning, there was actually quite a bit of pushback, kind of like put yourself in the shoes of, you have any kids?
No.
Okay, well, I guess put yourself in the perspective of if a friend of yours, right, a really good friend of yours came up to you and said, "Hey, I am going to build a machine in my backyard that's going to turn plastic into gasoline," right?
Right.
You're going to be like, especially because before I really started pushing this online, it was not common knowledge that it could be done. That was one of the things that made me really want to push it online. So my parents were first of all, like, what the heck, is that even possible? The thing about this is, like, it's not a slow buildup, right? It's not like, little science fair project, baking soda volcano, and then we slowly build up to like that elephant candy or toothpaste thing where it's like that big volcano that shoots out. No, this is like immediately from the beginning, you're making gasoline in your backyard. That's not a little thing. That's dangerous, possibly expensive, dangerous to the neighborhood, to the family, to myself.
Right.
And so, of course, there was a lot of caution. But I think over time, when they saw that no matter what, I just kept going through with it, because I didn't start even posting online until after doing it for 2 years, right?
Oh, wow.
So I think after that, they kind of saw it as, well, you know what? He's going to do this whether we're behind him or not, so we might as well be behind him.
So what did your mom say once she saw you, like, blow up on social media? Was she surprised, like, all this attention? Like, it's a whole new life, for you.
I don't think she was surprised that it happened. She always knew that I was going to do something great and be in the public's eyes because of it. But I think she was surprised at the timing, like how soon, how quick it happened. Because I'm only 22 now. I started when I was 17.
And so when did you, so the video that went viral when you was the one where you actually did the example of it, the one that got like 30 something million on your Instagram.
In
Was that
Atlanta,
the first
with
one?
the Scat Pack.
Yeah, it was like it's like the video where you're like, all right, guys, you're showing the whole thing. It's like 30 something. Is that the first one that really went super viral, or you already did a bunch?
No, I've had a few videos over time go pretty viral. I would say the biggest video, or the first video to really go big, like I consider pretty mega viral, like 10 million views or over. First time I had a 10 million view video was last December, and I was kind of just showing the whole machine. And then this year I had several videos go like mega viral. So, and nowadays, even if my videos don't go viral, it's always like covered by someone
else
like
covers it and it
TMZ,
goes
World
viral.
Stars, and other celebrities post about it. So
Yeah, and I saw you on Shade Room. You posted a video where you stated you were under attack by unknown sources, and you described experiencing odd stuff and urged followers to keep you in their prayers.
Right.
And you also posted another alarming video alleging, the helicopter had circled your Alabama workshop multiple times. Why do you think that like certain people are threatened by this technology that you invented?
So in terms of like the common person, like me, well, I can't really say me and you, me or you but like just like an average person, it's usually envy. There's a consistent pattern between like the people that really are extreme to the point where like they're trying to like dox me and stuff. They usually themselves have some type of interest or background in science, but it didn't go their way, so it's envy in that case. But in terms of like more powerful players, like whoever was behind my cyber attack, because that was a funded attack for sure. It's certainly a threat to, people look at it like profits, and that's one side of it. But what is money and what does profits mean? It means power. It means energy, and so this is a form of energy liberation. Wherever it goes, we have been sending, as America, we have been sending our waste to impoverished countries all over the world. Ghana, the west coast of Ghana, Thailand, Indonesia, they get it the worst and they can't handle it.
Wait, so we send waste there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, we were sending our like plastic waste to China.
Why? Because we can't have nowhere to put it all because it's so much?
Just negligence. It's just, we have a lot more land than Thailand.
So what are the, because I saw videos online, some of the waste gets burned, right?
Yeah.
Like in these big fields.
Yeah.
But basically, with your theory, they could actually use this for gas.
Yeah.
So why do you think they don't use it for gas?
It's just more profitable to tell your consumers, hey, I'm recycling. Throw it in your recycle bin. Pay me how much a month, and I'm just gonna go throw it in the landfill or ship it to another country. It's more profitable, Look, so less than 1% of plastic gets recycled, right?
Oh, wow.
But the plastic recycling industry is $1 billion industry. How are they making billions of dollars for doing less than 1% of the work they're supposed to do?
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
It's a scam.
Yeah.
So it's more profitable to scam than to do the right thing in every way. That's why we have con artists and scammers, right?
So what do you have to say to your critics who say, well, the technology costs more to like burn this than do this process?
Well, for one, I'm now operating off of solar, so that's irrelevant because as long as the sun is shining and hitting the ground, that energy is just going to waste anyway. Cost me nothing. But even if that wasn't the case, the goal is to get rid of plastic, right? So people look at it like an energy equation, as if I need to make more gasoline on the profit end than the amount of gasoline that goes in, like if I was powering it off of a generator. But the point is to get rid of plastic, right? I just happen to make fuel. Right? But if it was turning the plastic into scrub daddies, scrub mamas, or dirt, as long as it's not plastic, maybe not scrub daddies, they're plastic too. But you know what I'm saying? Like the point is, we want to truly get rid of plastics and microplastics and nanoplastics on a chemical level where they can no longer be in the environment, no longer cause any harm. Because the truth is, eventually society is going to catch up globally, but plastic should be considered a hazardous waste because of how microplastics never go away and they end up in your brain, your spine.
Is scary.
They disrupt your hormones. They they're before you're even born as a fetus in the placenta. There's it needs to be seen as hazardous waste.
That's crazy. It's so true. It's like from things that you wear to things that you drink. And also I know that you have a company and you sell some natural products. I want to get into that a little bit later. But before we get into that, I want to ask you a few more questions. So first of all, because like you said, when you started this, it was a little pushback. How much did it cost to create all this? Like, you have a big setup. Wasn't that? It looks expensive.
Yeah, yeah. As of now, that setup is probably about $80,000 total between everything.
And so, how did you get to your first, like, because I know you started really young. How did you get the investment to do this?
I didn't get an investment. I started a welding business after high school. I was in a welding program, and after I graduated, I started my welding business, Jabs Metalwork, and then it kind of branched into like a welding and handyman business, and that funded it for a long time. And then at some point, I was still posting online, but I never had my Cash App or anything, GoFundMe. At some point, like everybody around me is like, man, just start something. If people want to give. Don't beg people or anything. I'm like, yeah, because I didn't feel comfortable asking for money.
Right.
And then I started it, and the amount of love was crazy.
How much did you raise?
I would say that to date, I've probably raised collectively about $150,000 in donations over all the years. So I want to thank everybody for that because, my work is literally possible through all of you because it was either that, because it got so expensive, but I couldn't fund it by myself anymore.
Yeah,
and it was like, it was either that or I was going to have to get an investor and, have half of my company liquidated, or not liquidated, but rather just equity. Give up half my company. So it was like, I'm not doing that. And then I ended up eventually getting a grant just last year by Alexis Ohanian. He's the husband of Serena Williams, co-founder of Reddit. He gave me $100,000 spread out over 2 years. That's helped a ton as well. Being in this, prototype stage where it's just taking money, no revenue, right? It's just a money pit right now. And it's like, this is a really slow build up, a lot of potential energy building up to when it's finally ready, and then it will finally flow. The dam will finally break, and then it'll finally flow and bring in revenue. But until then, it's like, okay, I need this funding, and whatever I can get, that's the right type of funding.
And with this, what's the end goal? Like, how can you turn this into revenue? Are you going to create a machine that you'll actually sell to the public, or are you just going to have machines giving out oil to people, or what's your goal with this?
So I'm looking at selling the machines to governments and municipalities all around the world. Like I said, the truth is plastic will be seen as a hazardous product. And when that day comes, it's not going to be a matter of, do you want to get rid of the plastic? It's a government mandate. You need to do something with your plastic. And by the time that comes, the solution's already ready. Right. And so, and islands are already that way. They may not see it as hazardous, but islands, the Caribbeans, etc., wherever, plastic is a humongous issue. Hawaii, even an island nation with more money, it's a huge issue there because it's affecting their tourism to have ugly plastic everywhere. So it's like we need that incentive to get this implemented everywhere.
So, like you mentioned earlier, it's disruptive.
Yeah.
So, are you still in fear for your life?
I would say I live in constant paranoia and on defense. Not in fear of my life, but more of just because basic self-preservation. Of course, I want to see this through to the end, and I want to make an impact on the world. And so, in order to do that, I need to be alive. So I just have basic self-preservation, and I understand that there are a lot of forces that don't want to see me prosper, that would prefer if I'm not here anymore. So, I don't believe in.
And when you say forces, what are you referring to?
All of it, whether that's big, corporations or people or government agencies or individuals. I upset every person on every spectrum, and then at the same time I inspire every person in every spectrum. So that's just the duality. But I don't believe in living in fear, because if you know you're gonna do something and you're set on it, being in fear will only slow you down. And I know I'm gonna do this, and I'm set on it. I wouldn't feel right if I wasn't doing it. So there's no point in being afraid.
No, that's true. So, have you been contacted by any celebrities or any agencies or anything?
I've had quite a few odd experiences with celebrities, where they'll reach out and then very excited, very interested. How can I help? Blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden, nothing.
They disappear. A lot of these celebrities are so inconsistent,
Well, the truth is it's a lot about image. And of course, to get behind somebody like myself, who's seen as a pillar in the community, in every type of community at this point internationally, it makes people look good. So they'll repost me on their page or whatever. But when it comes to actual ways how they could help, it doesn't happen.
Right.
And at some point in my journey, I had to understand that wasn't going to happen. I'm not going to have that handout, and that's okay, because now I'm so grateful that actually I didn't, because what I have is mine. My audience, the collective 7 million followers I have, are all from my grinding, my hard work. They're all with me. There's nobody that can sway them but me, right?
Right.
My decisions. So that's the beauty.
That's powerful to have like your own core strong audience like that. You
All
know?
around international. I can go to, I mean, you know, I have, we're talking about the natural products brand, right? That I have, the Jabarama natural deodorant and stuff. And we get orders literally like from countries I've never even heard of. Like,
Oh wow.
all over the world. All over the world.
Yeah, people don't understand too. Like speaking of deodorant, the deodorant that we use has bad stuff in it. Like pretty
Very.
much everything has bad stuff in it. You know, it's funny. I've been buying natural deodorant now for a few months, actually. You know, because it's a lot of bad stuff and it's going directly into your system. So your
Yeah.
deodorant, what is it? Like what's in it?
So my deodorant is 5 ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
We got magnesium hydroxide, tapioca starch, essential oils, and then we have shea butter and almond oil, and that's it.
And it works.
It works.
I saw
literally.
in one of your videos you had like a guy smelling under.
Hey, I put faith in all my work, just like how I will gather up 1,000 people in Atlanta and pour fuel into a scat pack and promise the lady if I blow up her scat pack, I'm going to buy her a red eye, even though I don't have the money to. I have faith enough to put my product on, go do a workout, and then put my arm up in front of a beautiful lady and be like, smell me.
So what do you eat? Like, do you eat really healthy or what?
Yeah, I'm a whole foods person. I try to stay away from processed foods as much as possible. I believe that that's the issue, you know, the industrialization of natural foods, any type of food, whether that's plants or meat. You know, the minute you start to put a whole bunch of seed oils in it and a whole bunch of sugar and salt and processed carbs, it's going to always be bad for your health consistently. And, you know, somebody like myself who has studied, not educationally studied, because I am self-taught, by the way, in all my work, but more of just like I've done a lot of research on hydrocarbons and crude oil. I learned how much in our world is made of crude oil. You think it's just fuel?
Yeah, what he
You
said.
think it's just plastic? Your deodorant bar is made of crude oil. A lot of.
Did y'all hear what he just said? He said, I am self-taught. All of it. Self-taught. That mean he ain't got no degree in that shit, nigga.
Stuff in your food is made of crude oil. Your
What
shirt.
about Vaseline? Someone told me
Vaseline
it's
is
bad for
crude
you.
oil.
Is it bad?
It's made
to
of
put on?
petroleum.
And is this bad for us to put on our
Well,
skin?
think about it like this. Petroleum is something that has been buried thousands and thousands of feet under the earth that we would have not been able to extract without a ton of equipment. And under normal natural means, we would never get to it. So I think anything that's that...
Yeah.
And what is living in crude oil? Are there any fish? Are there any... Nothing is living in it, so
Right.
it's not giving you life. It can't, because that's not what it is. It literally is made of decomposed and dead things that were compressed together underground over how many years. So, yeah, Vaseline, no. And
I think coconut oil is better. I use coconut oil.
that's
right?
what I was going to get to. The shameful part is that we have all of the natural alternatives that we don't even have to drill out the ground. But it's more about, okay, they're drilling from the ground, pumping it up. Just make as much as you can from it, you know, because you make gasoline, jet fuel, and all this, but there's so many other products that come from, you know, the roads, the asphalt, that's from crude oil. Our world is made of crude oil and plastic.
Wow. So what about like...
If you don't understand the rules of power, you will certainly lose to someone who does. I'm going to teach you how to be more powerful, because power leads to success. Some of the things we're going to talk about having you do are going to...
You know, water. They say your average bottle of water has microplastics in it. Well, is this true?
Of course. And they, you know how they work. They started with the whole BPA thing first, saying, hey, just make sure it's BPA free. But now it's like, oh, now all of it has microplastics. And it's, you know, it makes sense. It's an intuitive thing. You know, it's like, if you were never told anything about plastic or microplastics, you're going to just intuitively be like, I probably shouldn't use this after it's been heated up, because water is a solvent. Something is going to dissolve. You can taste it. You can taste the plastic in the water.
You can taste it.
So
That's
I
true.
myself, I've been distilling my own water since literally the 10th grade, because I don't trust
So
the
you
tap.
do your own water?
Yeah.
So what do you mean distilling it?
I have a water distiller. And so I distill my water.
So what does that mean? So you actually like you get water from somewhere and pour it into the distiller?
Yeah. So it's like the same process of rain. You put the water into this pot, and this pot boils it into its steam. The steam goes up, cools, and condenses into water. Funny enough, it's the same process as my machine with plastic. But anyways, I've been doing that for years. And
But where do you get the water from?
Tap water. Just put tap water in. Any water.
So any water.
You can put any water in.
And then so it goes in there and then it evaporates.
And then all the dirt and heavy metals and microplastics are left behind because they're heavier and more dense than the water.
So do you think distilled water is better than natural spring water?
I believe it depends on where you get your natural spring water from. If you are in an area that has natural spring water where the ground has not been contaminated and it's coming from a deep place where, natural chemicals that get on the ground don't settle down, then yeah, I think that's the best. Well water and spring water are what we were literally put here to drink.
Right.
Distilled water is the issue with distilled water, it has nothing in it, so it will actually pull minerals from your body. Some people see it as like, okay, well, you need to remineralize it, you need to add salts and stuff to it, and I always saw it as like, well, unless I'm fasting and I need those extra minerals in my body, I'm gonna get those minerals through food.
Right. Yeah.
So
what about like the glass bottles that they sell at like the store? The Aqua Pina.
Yeah.
Are those good? Because it's the glass. It's
Yeah,
not
I mean,
microplastic.
some people want to talk about, trace amounts of lead and stuff in glass, but glass is a far more stable compound than plastic. And we know that just by the fact that I can leave glass out forever, but you leave this plastic bottle out in the sun, it's going to become brittle, right? So it's a far more stable and less volatile compound. So those extra things are less likely to get in your water than plastic. So yeah, glass and metal.
As we're talking about this, I'm drinking out of a plastic bottle.
Yeah, and the sad thing is that even if you don't drink out of plastic anymore, it's in the air. You're breathing it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's like everything that they give us is bad for us these days. It's so crazy.
It's kind of set up, to get you sick.
It's a system.
And then you go to the hospital, the pharmacy, and they give you this pill, and pills are made of petroleum too. So you see, petroleum got you sick. Now, petroleum is not necessarily giving you the cure, but more of just a temporary remedy. You go back over and over again, and there's tons of money to be made like that, right? So it's things like that. Why you were asking, like, why some people might be upset. And, one part of it is the machine I'm building, but also the fact that I'm bringing things to light that weren't public. Pyrolysis and turning things into fuel has been around since the beginning of Earth. That's how Earth makes crude oil. Why is it that the average person that watches me, so out of 3 million, I'd say 2.9 million, did not know that plastic is made of petroleum?
I didn't know.
There you go.
I didn't have any idea.
Why? But you know what wood is made of? Or paper. Right? It's made of wood, right? We all know that. So why don't we know? Plastic is more common than wood at this point. Almost all of this room is plastic based.
But wait, so like, let's say, we get all our gas from like, they have these country, Middle East and all this stuff. Their gas is coming from the ground, right? So you can make it from plastic, but then the gas that most people use is just from the ground, or?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So crude oil has many byproducts. So in the refinement process where they get gasoline out, they also get some certain chemicals, some certain phthalates and benzenes and stuff that make the plastic.
Because you hear about, like, on TV, I've seen like movies where some people find an oil hole in their backyard and they become multimillionaires. Like, it's just, I don't know how this stuff works. It's
under the ground, and there's certain regions,
certain areas where you can,
and then it's not, it's under everywhere, truth be told, but it's more of, there's certain areas where it's more accessible than others. Some areas, the pockets are way too deep. You'll never get down to it. And some areas that has some pressure building and bubbling it up, and that's when you see like people that they're like, oh, I just walked in my yard and there was this pocket of oil, right?
But if someone does find a pocket of oil, like in the land that they own, they will become rich from it. Cause
depends,
how much or whatever.
Depends on how much, and then there's a lot of other things like, is it good? So not all crude oil is the same. They have something called sweet crude oil, sour crude oil. Did you know this? The U.S., almost all the crude oil the U.S. pumps is not used at the gas station because it's considered that the refiners that we have aren't built to process that. We get almost all of our crude oil that we use at gas stations from the Middle East and from Venezuela, I believe, because they have, I believe, the sweeter
ours
type.
Isn't that good?
Ours is good for other things,
stuff,
and we could process it the same, but our refiners are built for a different type, and that's what it is. There's a sour and the sweet and kind of the in between, and so we usually get, I believe, the sweet from Venezuela, and and from we used to get it from Russia, and now we get a lot from the Middle East too.
And that's what I was going to ask you. So after you turn your plastic into oil, how do you clean it up and make it usable for like a car?
So it's the same process with crude oil. It comes out as like a black, dark liquid, like crude oil, plastic crude, and then I refine it. Just like distillation, going back to it, I put a flame under it. The flame is powered by the natural gas that's made from the machine, and then the flame boils that crude oil in this keg, and then as it boils at a certain temperature, only gasoline is going to vaporize. And then I can condense just that vapor of gasoline to get my plastoline. And then I raise the temperature, only diesel is going to vaporize. Only jet fuel is going to vaporize at different temperatures. And then so it's called fractional distillation, where you just control which product you get out by controlling the temperature very precisely.
And so how would you grade it? You know how when you go to the gas station, you got like 83, 95,
My
for
favorite
like
part.
Premium cars.
You know what mine
like,
is?
Let's say a Rolls Royce. Like, could a Rolls Royce, you put it in a Rolls Royce?
Well, I'll ask you a question, and I think you'll be able to figure out the answer. So I want you to guess what the octane number is of my fuel right out my machine.
Well, first of all, what is the octane for regular gas?
You got 87, 93. You can go up to 95 at most places.
So 87, 93, 95.
Yeah.
So yours, before you clean it?
Not the crude, but I'm saying the plastoline right out the machine. No additives, no ethanol, no lead, nothing. Just pure.
Probably was like an 82.
That's your guess?
Yeah.
All right, 110.
No, you crazy? Are you serious? Yo, that's the best gas. There needs to be going in these supercars. You can put that in a Bugatti.
You sure can. Like I said, we put it in a super bike.
Right.
A BMW S1. I didn't know BMW even made bikes until I connected with this guy. And that's a super high compression engine. Your car might go up to like 7,000 RPMs. That thing goes to 16,000.
Right.
Very high speed engine there. And so with 110, it's kind of like, well, I can do whatever I want with that because I can always dilute it to make it less strong. But if I want to put it in drag race cars, monster trucks, aviation fuel for propeller planes, I can do it the way it is without lead or ethanol in it, which have been the two things that they have been needing in fuel to make race fuel, either lead or ethanol.
Wow.
Which neither are good for engines.
So is yours good for engines?
It's excellent for engines. Excellent. Everybody who's ran it through their vehicles have said that their vehicles felt better. They felt like it got cleaned out after the fact. And
would you feel comfortable like if you had a volunteer like with the Bugatti or a $1 million Rolls Royce or some special?
Yeah, Miami, baby.
You would do it?
Of course.
You believe in that much to put it in a $5 million Bugatti?
I'll put it in and I'll tell them I'll cover it. I'll tell them if anything happens, I'll cover it.
You hear me?
So like with the scat pack.
I don't know how I woke up this time. Next time I ain't gonna wake up. I can feel it.
Yeah, man. I'll holler at you in a moment.
Yeah, I get at you in a moment. Peace to the chat. Peace to everybody watching. Have a good night. Y'all already know. And as soon as you leave, we got somebody coming up. Now I can stay up here. See this here. Vivian, how you feeling? Vivian.
What the fuck?
I don't know who that was. Somebody clicking a link, playing games, bored. His background nice though. Got the little embers of fire floating around.
All right, I'll holler at you in a moment.
All right, bet.